have to let go of who you once were in order to embody who you want to become. You gotta clear out the old to bring in the new. You can't hold two identities at once. Your past does not define you. You define you. You are the author to your life. If you don't like this story, then change it. In order to unlearn something, you have to go back to its root. But you have to grieve your old self. Like, good day, ladies. Welcome to Queenshipt Podcast. So today we're going to be talking about grieving, becoming. Last season, we had spoken a lot about transformation, acceptance, identifying leeches, negative thinking, and really transforming into that woman that you want to become. This season is about embodiment, because we may be self-aware, but we may not have enough self-knowledge to actually bridge the gap between who we was and who we wish to be. And then there's this grieving period where you no longer identify with yourself. You no longer recognize yourself because you have spent so much time. Now, this may not be everybody. I'm just speaking from my own experience. When I was going through the grieving period, there was this, it's called like fraud, when you have impostor syndrome. I've never been this version of myself, so how could I say I'm this person when I used to be this way? Wow, you don't have to hold on to who you were. You don't have to hold on to that image. You don't have to perform as if you're still that same person. People are gonna remember who you were, but they have to be reacquainted with who you are today, who you're becoming. Sometimes it may take people some time to be reacquainted with who you are now, because I used to be able to walk all over you. I used to be able to just tell you what to do. You never used to question me. But now it's like, you can't just tell me, be her at this time. You have to check in to see if I'm gonna be busy. You have to make sure that I can actually be there. This has to be a conversation. A person, not a dog. Can't tell me sit and I sit. I can't just bully her no more. No. You know, some people will take your kindness for granted, and then that just becomes your norm. That becomes what's familiar to you. I went through this period where I'm like, oh no, I don't want to tell them how I truly feel. I don't want to tell them how I truly think. What are they gonna think about me now? I'm now this new. I now have this new identity that I'm stepping into, and I don't even want them in my life anymore. We don't have nothing to talk about. The relationship is not reciprocal. You're calling me at odd hours, not even seeing if you're not considering me like a peer. Is kind of like I don't know what you would call that. You're just there. It just urges to hear me talk, not even building a proper relationship. I've had to stand back from family. I've had to withdraw from family, people I grew up with. Because although I was mature at an early age, at a young age, it was like I was too trusting. And I had to really be done so bad. I had to be hurt so bad to actually take a step back and be like, man, like, if you loved me as a sister, cousin, friend, whatever, you wouldn't treat me like this. If I loved myself, matter of fact, I wouldn't even allow you to treat me like this. Yes, I went through a grieving period. I wasn't taking care of myself. I really let myself go. Because now, getting up out of bed, I have to find a new reason to carry on. Your old self might have had different motives to achieve certain goals, to be ambitious. And those reasons may have been shallow, may have been baseless. Now you have to rediscover yourself. You have to find what makes you happy again. You have to discover who you truly are, because you're in there. Your future self is in there. There's no disconnect when it comes to time. Time is not linear, but there's no separation in time. The past, present, and future it seems to be on the same timeline. It's like how you experience deja vu. How can I remember the future, but I have never been there? Your higher self can guide you to your higher self can be the guide that you need to direct you, to help direct you and navigate life, help you navigate your journey, help you navigate through confusion. So yes, we have to die to our old selves. Let her go. Stop trying to hold on to, like, if you're not, say, addicted to eating healthy, taking care of my body, but you built a relationship on going out partying, clubbing, drinking. But now I want to stay home, cuddle up with a book, drink some tea, work on my body, work on my skin, work on my relationship with myself, rebuild my relationship with my parents. I want to focus now. I want to focus on building a family. I want my own family. That may not align with the clubbing, the drinking, and all that type of stuff. And people are going to try to drag you back to your old self, to your old ways. And you really have to ask yourself. Don't ask nobody else. Only you know you better than anybody else knows you. What do you want to do? Do you want to go out and drink? You're going to have to be okay with offending people. You're going to have to be okay with people being disappointed in your decisions. Because honestly, that's personal to them. It sounds personal. Oh, you're being selfish. Yes. Because if I have liver failure, kidney failure, are y'all gonna help me? Are y'all gonna pay my hospital bills? Are y'all gonna take care of me? If I get blacked out drunk and get in a car accident, which one of you gonna take care of me? Which one of you is gonna donate your kidney or whatever? And a lot of people want to convince you and talk you into a bad decision, but not a lot of people want to support you on your path of righteousness. It's like talking about God is taboo. Why? Why can't I talk about God? What's up with your relationship with God? Other people's relationship with God, that tells you all you need to know. The distraction, the hurt to take you off track of your purpose, the hurt to take you off target. They are your up. If you start becoming dedicated and devoted to your relationship with God and stewarding over the body of Christ, and they try to have you go against yourself, they're your ops. They're your ops. Don't try to convince yourself, talk yourself back into a bad habit. I understand we get emotionally attached to the relationships that we've built, especially if it's family. Can't really cut off family. And then because they grew up with you, they that memory that they held in their head has solidified. They may not get over the fact that, oh, but you used to be this way, and I'm used to treating you this way. I had to really stop and observe how my family was talking to me. I had been in hermit mode by myself, in my own, like the shadow of, what they call it, the shadow of death, shadow boxing for a very long time. When I came out of that dark space and I was, a new person, new identity, new sense of self-worth or value, I'm still working on it. And I was like, I'm listening to them talk to me, and I'm like, why are they talking to me like that? Like the talking dawned to me in some way. I had to cut that. I had to cut that real quick. Because I don't even talk to myself that way. This is why self-love is so important. This is why working on your relationship with God is so important. Because when you, and it always goes back to God. It always goes back to God. God is the creator of all things. You have to return back to source while you're living. And y'all think it's play. I see a lot of y'all playing in the spiritual realm. You're going to end up hurting yourself. Some of y'all want to hold on to your old self and make the world bend to your will. You have to grow. You can't stay stagnant. It's not in our nature to stay stagnant. It's in our nature to evolve, to transcend and ascend to the thinking of God, to the thinking of Christ. Your whole life has to be dedicated to stewarding over the body of Christ. Your mind, your heart, on a spiritual level. Your diet has to change. What you consume, what you listen to, what you read has to change. You have to purge and purify yourself on all dimensions. Because God, the omnipotent, omnipresent, is not a physical being. So the work that you do is not just physical. Yes, a lot of the work that you do is physical because you have to purify your vessel, the dwelling place of God. To then become anew, to then not to be accepted because God accepts you as you are. But it has to come to a point where you accept yourself. Okay, I accept my wrongs. I accept my past. I accept what happened to me. I accept, okay, I'm not playing victim, I actually am a victim in this circumstance. But not to hold on to it, but to really acknowledge it, make peace with it, heal yourself from it, because these memories are held in your body. You don't just have to let go of the idea of who you once were. You have to heal your body, because it's not an idea where it's like, oh, I'm a new person. I'm a new person now. It's a new year, new me. No, you have to heal yourself on a cellular level. Those memories, that trauma, that pain is held in your body. It's held. Your heart holds memory. Your brain holds memory. Your body holds memory. Your womb holds memory. We're holding pain in each and every one of them domains of our own world, our inner world. And you have to let go of who you once were in order to embody who you want to become. You can't move your new furniture when your house is full of junk and you got stuff all over the place. You're hoarded. Had your closets full of stuff. How you supposed to bring in new stuff? Paint the walls, and you got all this stuff in the house. You gotta clear out the old to bring in the new. You can't hold two identities at once. You have to choose one. You have to choose. And you don't have to be so serious all the time. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Fruits are meant to be eaten. I'm gonna get deeper into that later on in another episode. Because there's to become desirable and live a life of desire that feeds your soul, not your flesh, your soul. A life where you are fulfilled. Tell me, when you look in the mirror, can you recognize that person staring back at you? Are you happy with what you see, who you've become? And some of us are so busy that we don't even take the time out to see ourselves. To literally be with yourself. I get it, some of us are extroverted and you need to be around people. But some of those relationships don't even, are y'all growing together? Some of y'all have aimless relationships with your ace girls, your boys. Not a lot of people are gonna have relationships where they build together, but at least build yourself. Build yourself up. Have relationships where you build each other up. A lot of y'all have relationships where you tear other people down. This destructive relationship. And then you have to really look at yourself. Do you have a destructive relationship with yourself? Because you are what you attract. You have to really slow down and observe your own mind, how you talk to yourself. You have to become your own observer. It's not just, oh, one day it is like that. You have to make the decision. But it's not that new year, new me type of thing. It's literally making a decision, sticking with it, and staying consistent with your journey. Doing the work, and you feel it on a core level. And sometimes you can just taste how close it is. And it's so powerful, you really have to get into the habit of humbling yourself. Because sometimes you can become too big for your own good. There's a balance, an equilibrium. Because this type of transcension comes with greatness. This effortless is not effortless, but it feels so effortless because God is God anyway. And it becomes automatic. And it's not that anything's wrong. Nothing is wrong. You're just becoming. And sometimes you can stay in this loop, this cycle where you're going nowhere and you're busy. And because you're busy, you believe that you're moving upwards, but you're just going in a circle. How do you break that cycle? Stop. Wherever you live, if you live in the city, because sometimes the city life, everything around you is just fast paced. You have to find a space where you can think clearly, whatever that may be for you. For everybody, it's different. A park, a beach, art gallery, a museum. Think about your childhood. You know, a lot of us, our childhood is not so ideal. If it wasn't ideal, think about what you would have wanted rather than what you had. If it's going to the ice cream parlor instead of waiting for your parents to finish partying while you stay in the car or something like that, you don't. If that was your childhood, think, what would I have rather wanted? Do that. And sometimes you have to have boundaries with yourself because your child self, oh, I want candy. I want ice cream. I want McDonald's. I want KFC. And your adult self is like, we don't eat that no more. It's gonna make me break out. I'm gonna be bloated. You gotta really okay, let me reason with you. We can have some ice cream, but it has to be non-dairy. You know what? I'll get these sprinkles. We can do sprinkles, but we're getting the non-dairy, lactate-free ice cream. We can have candy, but it has to be sugar-free. Matter of fact, let's make our own candy. It's still satisfactory. There's still enjoyment. Do what you enjoy. Take time to really observe yourself, because that child self has to heal. You have to find a way to let go, to release, whether that's talking to a professional, going to therapy. And don't be afraid to sit in therapy once and be like, next. I don't want you playing in my mind. I don't want you to have access to my psyche. Next. Don't be afraid to be like, you know what? I'm cool. Thank you though. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. You don't have to be rude. Not at all. But you have to start being honest with yourself. The relationship starts with Ian first, because then that will start to transition into your outer world, how you treat others, how you talk to others. But I'm telling you now, that old self, your old ways has to die. And you can know a lot. You can have a lot of knowledge, but that's only one playing field. The mind is only one playing field. You can use the mind to guide the rest of you. You can use the mind to guide the heart sometimes, and we notice that the mind and heart is out of sync with one another. They're not in agreement with one another. My heart's saying one thing, my mind's saying another, and my body's saying another. You have to get to a point where every single party is in agreement, which takes time. Neurons took time to develop. Now you have to rewire and reset. But make sure you rest in between. Rejuvenate. Rebuild. Redefine who you are. Your past does not define you. You define you. And your present self defines who you are. You are the author to your life. Take that pen and rewrite it. Oh, that's a lyric. Literally, you are the author. If you don't like this story, then change it. You can physically sit down with a notebook and pen. Write out. Actually, do this. This is your homework. Get a paper. Doesn't have to be a book. Get a piece of paper. Something to write with. It could be a marker. If you want to feel like a kid again, it could be some crayons. Go get some crayons or something. Set the mood like candles. Make yourself feel happy in your memory, whatever that may be. Put a bowl of grapes or something, a snack, your favorite snack on the side of you. Sit down with a book or a piece of paper and something to write with. Write your story. Write it in a story form. And go into your mind and travel back to, say you have, let's say, an eating disorder. Travel back in your mind, travel back in time to where it all began. Why did this start? How did this start? Where did it come from? Did I see somebody in my environment who had a bad relationship with food? Did somebody tease me about my body in primary school? Did somebody call me fat and I didn't take it that well? So how I responded was to stop eating. Go back to the root. So how neurons work, they attach itself. So every experience builds up. And in order to rebuild yourself, in order to unlearn something, you have to go back to its root. You have to go back to where it originated. Stay there for a while. Live in that space. If it gets overwhelming, you can rest. Take some time to cry if you need. If you want to soldier through it, get you some tissue papers. And put a little trash bag. Make sure you're comfortable. Make your space as comfortable as possible. Because this is where the work is. You're gonna cry. Don't run away from yourself. Face yourself. This is shadow work. It's ugly. It's ugly. This is the darkest, dirtiest part of you. And a lot of people don't even want to look at that person to the point where they actually become that person on the outside. That shadow is like, oh, you thought you could just lock me up in a room? Hide from me? You can't run from yourself. You thought. You're just always gonna keep bumping back into yourself. You're only gonna keep running back into yourself. This is not Peter Pan. You can't detach yourself from your shadow. You have to face it. You have to face it before you embody it, because they have to become tamed. If you embody your shadow, it will consume you. If you embody your shadow prematurely, it will consume you and you'll become a tyrant. You have to develop these parts. Before you develop it, you have to unravel. You can't start a garden after you just tore down a chemical plant. No, you gotta nurture the soil back to a state where seeds can actually flourish. You gotta go back, write it in a story form, in a way that feels true to who you are, true to yourself, or true to who you were. Write it in your past voice. And you can remember, if you sit with yourself long enough, you can remember your old voice. They're still in there. Especially if you haven't healed yet, they're still there. Some energy may be laying dormant in you. This process will activate it and reawaken it. And it is an ugly process. You can make it as beautiful as possible. You can romanticize it. Whatever helps you through this, whatever helps you move forward. But you have to grieve your old self. You have to go through that process in order to become, in order to be your highest self. Now, ladies, that is all I have for you today, and I'll be seeing you on the next episode.